Xiaomi dropped another budget series, and yes, you heard it right, it's the Redmi 10. This all-new budget king definitely did took my notice since it has that price point with that 50 MP rear shooting camera. Well, I'm excited. Are you? Let's open. Hey guys, it's me, Mitch the World 2 of Xiaomi Review, and welcome back to my channel. Right now, we're going to quickly unbox this Redmi 10, wherein, of course, Xiaomi did pack a lot of punch inside this one, and you can see in this little jacket inside, there's this SIM ejector pin, some documentation, that nice squishy jelly case, and of course, the Redmi 10 itself, your USB Type-C cable, and your 22.5 watts fast charger. So, the Redmi 10 undeniably is the budget king. Inside this one, it has the MediaTek Helio G88. A 12nm chip is definitely something new. And sorry, sad to say, it's not yet 5G ready, but it's LTE ready. Now, this one has two configurations. Either you go for the 464 gigs of storage or the 620 gigs of storage. This phone has three colors. Either go for the gray, the white, or the blue. And I think I'm loving the white color here. The Redmi 10 has stepped up a lot, and of course, what I'm talking about is, of course, comparing it to the predecessor, the Redmi 9. Now, this one has the all-new, of course, it's nothing new for Xiaomi, but it's something new for this series. The Redmi 10, it now sports the side fingerprint scanner, which is a flat one, which I love, and not that rounded one, which is, of course, a little bit edgy and iffy to touch. This one, I can see that it's fast and quite reliable, if you ask me. So, I think it's that bad. It's pretty fast. So, other than that, of course, you have that 50 MP rear camera, which is, of course, the highlight of this phone. Now, Redmi has never stepped up their game for that Redmi series. Of course, the Redmi Note series is another category, but the Redmi series is definitely very budget-friendly for those people who are very conscious about their budget. To be able to pack a 50 MP camera on this price point, I can say I throw my hats to you, Xiaomi, for doing a great job. But later we'll be able to check if it's really that good or it's just hype. Now, checking the benchmark, we have a 233,000 points on Antutu, which is, of course, well, not bad for a mid-ranger of this point. 60,000 points on iTutu benchmark. Well, Wildlife just gave you the 717 points for gaming graphics, which is, well, not really that appetizing for me. Of course, you know that this is a budget line. Definitely, gaming won't be that good as compared to the Note series. But on the good news side, we have a level 1 security for Widevine. Good news for Netflix watcher. Welcome, HD. Now, this phone comes with a 6.5-inch IPS LCD, 1080p, of course, and a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection. It is protected with a plastic back and, of course, a plastic frame. Now, this phone is powered by Android 11 and running MIUI 12.5. And watching some videos from this phone, I can say that it's really nice. Well, the pictures are punchy, but of course, not to the expectation of the Note series. But nevertheless, I can say it was watchable. And of course, watching some videos on YouTube. And yeah, watching for more than 2 hours on my favorite show, I can say that it's nice and I was able to enjoy it. Given that it has a nice speaker on this one, since it has stereo speakers, it was able to give me that nice sound. But of course, given that this one has that audio jack, I was able to plug in my favorite headphones to enjoy it more. Lately, Xiaomi has gone back to triple camera setup. But this one, they got back with a quad camera setup. Starting, of course, with the 50 MP front shooter, which is a aperture 1.8, together with an 8 MP ultra-wide lens, 2 MP macro lens, 2 MP depth sensor. Then, of course, up front, we have a 8 MP selfie shooter with an aperture of 2.2. Now, let's quickly run through with some features that I've gotten from this phone. One thing that I noticed from this phone is that it's very easy to focus. The 50 MP camera on this one is definitely nice and easy to use. And some of those shots that I was taking from outdoors and indoors was nice and crisp, but of course, on some downside, on some night scene, it is a little bit underperforming. But nevertheless, if you give it some good lightings, I think it is a good camera at this price point. Now, the selfie camera is equally nice. I was able to take in some nice photos, and of course, using the bokeh effect is really nice on this one. But of course, you don't expect it to be too perfect, as sometimes it can overexpose or underexpose. Overall, I can say the camera of this one is pretty nice at this price point. It's really something you should consider if you want a budget phone with that, well, everything inside this phone is really hefty and beefy. And what more can I say? It's really nice. Now, this phone packs with a big battery. And what I mean by big is the standard 5,000 milliampere hours of battery. Normally, phones these days comes with 4,500, 4,250 or so, but this one still has that 5,000. And the weight is not really that heavy, if you ask me, just 181 grams. Now, I drain the battery down to 8% and charge it back up to 100 using the default cable and the default charger. The default charger is at 22.5 watts of fast charging, but this phone can only support up to 18 watts of fast charging. Now, taking time to charge, it just finished in 2 hours and 6 minutes from 8 to 100. Of course, my favorite part is to check the battery endurance of this phone. It was able to squeak out an 11 hours and 11 minutes on this one, the battery stress test here from PC Mark battery stress test. And based on daily usage, it was able to last me for a day and a little bit more than a day. But of course, the battery here is not bad. Of course, considering that it's a Helio G88, it's not really that very battery conserving chipset, but nevertheless, it was able to last me through the day. And well, how can I complain more? Of course, that is depending on your usage. If you're a heavy user, might not last you more than a day. But if you are a normal user, like a little bit of social media, a little bit of using the phone, a little bit of watching video, and a little bit of mild game might really last you for a day. I guess you're excited. And this phone right now is selling at 7,590 for the 4 gigs of RAM and the 64 gigs of storage. And on the other side, you have that 6 gig of RAM and 120 gigs of storage for 1,000 peso more at 8,590. Guys, if you ask me if this phone is worth it, I can say that I really highly recommend this phone to you if you have that budget, a little bit below 10,000 pesos. But if you want a beefy specs, a nice camera, and a, well, pretty decent battery, but of course, gaming is not included on this one. But of course, you can use this for online schooling and of course, online conferencing. So guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, click that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos here from my channel. So I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.